Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So the gun debate is up again, and everybody, has an opinion, to include me. But who has the most opinion? The politicians. They keep talking about gun reform, gun control, gun this and gun that. These people should look at some countries with the strictest gun control, to include now Canada, where Trudeau has banned the purchase, transfer, import, and basically anything handgun, right, in Canada. So it's like Australia, it's like any other Scandinavian country that doesn't allow its citizens to have guns or gun ownership, where they can control the crowd, they can control people, they can control population. They will rule over you. They will do whatever they want to do, and you can't do anything about it because they don't fear you. They don't fear the people who put them there. So that's the funny part. They don't fear them. So basically, they'll do whatever they can or whatever they want to the citizens, and the citizens can't do anything. They can go protest or whatever, but protesting doesn't really, do justice for them, because, they're not going to get their way anyways. So, so we had the president come out yesterday and tweet out, "Oh, we're going to do gun control, we're going to do gun reform, we're going to do this and we're going to do that." And and basically what he's saying is that you can't do anything about it. I have a suggestion. Why don't we repeal the immunity of the gun manufacturers? Why not? Is that gonna make gun ownership harder? That might make it more expensive to own guns. That might slow down gun ownership. Or, when they talk about assault rifles or whatever, they don't even know what assault rifles are. They're just, they're just talking points of the Democrats, basically. They keep saying assault rifle. What is an assault rifle? They can't define what an assault rifle is. And, so how are you going to do gun control? Like, what legislation are we going to pass? You're going to limit the amount of bullets in a magazine? Well, in that case, you're basically making almost every gun in the United States either illegal or unable to operate. So, as one of the congressmen yesterday was demonstrating, which let's look at his video real quick.
And lady yields back. For what purpose does Mr. Stubbe seek recognition?
Move to strike the last word.
Gentleman is recognized.
Well, we just heard that that's exactly what the Democrats want to do here today. Their plans and their intentions are clear. They want to take away law-abiding citizens' ability to purchase the firearm of their choice, and don't let them fool you that they are not attempting to take away your ability to purchase handguns. They're using the magazine ban to do it. Last year in 2021, the Glock 19 was the highest sold handgun in the United States. It comes with a 15-round magazine. That gun would be banned. Right here in front of me, I have a Sig Sauer P226. Comes with a 21-round magazine. This gun would be banned. Here's a 12-round magazine. This magazine would be banned under this current bill. It doesn't fit because this gun was made for a 20-round, 21-round magazine. This gun would be banned under this bill. Here's a Sig Sauer 320. It takes a 20-round magazine. Here's a 12-round magazine that would be banned. It doesn't fit because it would be banned. This gun would be banned under this bill. Here's a gun I carry every single day to protect myself, my family, my wife, my home. This is a XL Sig Sauer P365. Comes with a 15-round magazine. Here's a 7-round magazine, which would be less than what would be lawful under this bill if this bill were to become law. It doesn't fit. So this gun would be banned.
I hope the gun is not loaded.
I'm at my house. I can do whatever I want with my guns.
Raise a
So
point of
that
order.
is exactly what the Democrats want to do now.
And so you see what he says. You can fit a smaller magazine by law to operate a different handgun. Now, the funny part about that is the person who wants to conduct any type of harm to anybody will go and buy like 10 magazines. It's the same thing. You want to limit it to 10 rounds per magazine, the guy will just buy 3 magazines. There's 30 rounds. You know, he could practice exchanging magazines at home, how to be fast, how to be efficient. And how are you gonna stop the illegal guns coming into the country? You don't think illegal guns make it into the country through the borders? You don't think that's even a possibility for a second? Does that even cross your mind? Do you think it's only drugs coming over the border? You don't think guns come over the border illegally? And they talk about ghost guns. What is a ghost gun? What is a ghost gun? Please tell me. They can't explain it. Talking points. This is what they do. They just make stupid talking points and play with people's feelings and whatnot. And you know, don't get me wrong. The tragedies that have been happening, they're absolutely horrible. Okay, absolutely horrible. The people that carried out these attacks, worst human beings on the face of the earth, no doubt. But nobody talks about the amount of killing that's been going on in these rundown cities with these dumb policies. Washington, D.C., Chicago, Los Angeles, New York. New York just passed a legislation basically saying you have to be 21 to buy a gun. Fine. As if that makes any difference in New York. Good luck trying to even buy a gun in New York, let alone being 21 to buy one. You know, limit the magazine capacity at 5 bullets. Do you think that's going to stop the crime or the criminal? No. They're going to continue doing what they're doing now, even more, because now they have more freedom. Because now they know that they're not going to be targeted. Now they know that it's going to be a lot easier for them to rob somebody. It's going to be a lot easier for them to rob a store, because guess what? They know the guy's not going to be armed. They know their victim's not going to be armed anymore. So, but yeah, it's it's a slippery slope these people are trying to slide on. They're trying to mess with the Constitution and how the Constitution is set forth. And the argument is that nowhere in the Constitution has written that you could own assault rifles or weapons of war. Well, AR-15 is not a weapon of war; it's a semi-automatic. Which another congressman says, "Oh, we should just ban all semi-automatic guns." Well, pistols are pistols. All of them are semi-automatic. Every single pistol you could find is a semi-automatic. Even the revolver is a semi-automatic. So you're gonna ban all pistols? And when questioned, he just walked away. This is, these are the people who have never held a gun in their life. Most of them, they don't even know how a gun operates. So, I personally think that these states who have strict gun laws, it's a self-inflicted wound for them. Because what they do is they catch a criminal, they release him out into the streets, and they drop all charges, so they have no records on their profile. So when they go buy a gun, guess what? There's no records. You're more than welcome to buy a gun, sir. Thank you very much. Have a good day. And that's how it is. So, you know, some states have the 10-day cooling off period, but you could buy a semi-automatic rifle and walk out with it the same day. Well, I get why. Most of the time, the pistols are giving you 10 days cooling off period because of the fact that you can conceal a pistol a lot easier than you can a rifle. But that's not the point. The point is, you know, these politicians are again taking a crisis, and you know, they're going by their own words. Don't let a crisis go to waste. And they're definitely not gonna let this crisis go to waste. There was another shooting in Iowa. There was a shooting in Florida, I believe. So the shootings are happening, but they're isolated. They're done by mentally unstable individuals, very mentally unstable. And, you know, there's always a bad apple everywhere, you know, and if you want to combine one bad apple to the entire society, that's where you start losing to society. And, you know, and I'm not saying that, you know, these incidents should not happen, but, you know, the Texas shooting, you know, it's starting to stink a lot more now because of the police response, the fact that they stood down for an hour before, you know, the Border Patrol came in, you know, took the individual down. You know, last week I did an interview with a friend of mine, and you know, he's a sheriff deputy, and I asked him, you know, do they take training to do, you know, active shooter protocols, you know, all that stuff. So they do take the training, but for the simple matter that they had a stand-down order and not to go in to apprehend the shooter is the question. And, you know, midterm elections around the corner, all this stuff is happening. You know, it's not random. I don't think it's random. I don't think all this stuff is random. This is, you know, to me, it doesn't look random because, you know, these are the talking points that Democrats love. They love to talk about gun control. They love to talk about, you know, pander to their base. Yeah, we talk about gun control. You know, we want to ban all guns. We want to do this and we want to do that because, you know, we care about society. We care about kids. But, you know, these are the same people who are the first in line to say abortion rights, right? These are the first people in line to say, oh yeah, kill the babies. You know, you have every right to kill the babies. Then from the other side, they're like, oh, you know, we need to save the children. Well, which is it? Do you want to save the babies or you want to kill the babies? You know, you're not making sense here. Because that baby you are killing could eventually be a child in school. You know, so make up your mind. And, you know, you know, they talk about people who are pro-gun, pro-Second Amendment, you know, you're the bigot, you're the problem, you are the, you know, of course, you're the racist, you know, X, Y, and Z. So, I don't know, guys. I honestly think that the Second Amendment is set in place for a purpose, and the purpose was to protect citizens from a tyrannic government. And what does every power want to do is to have control over the people, meaning people be powerless towards a government that, you know, is set in place. And at a certain point, that government becomes the entire hierarchy in that nation. It will look like Australia. It will look like Canada. It will look like, you know, any other country. It will look like a totalitarian country. That's what it will look like. So this is why we have the Second Amendment. This is why we go through all this discussions and, you know, arguments and all that stuff. Because, you know what, citizens of any society should have control over their own lives. Citizens of every country should have the ability to protect themselves from any harm coming to them and to their family. You should be able to protect yourself from any harm coming towards you, in or outside of your house. Okay? Now, would some people take advantage of the situation? Of course. You'll have people who are psychotic, you have people who are demented, that they will use this tool to do harm. Just like any religion does the same thing. They use religion to do harm, to cause harm. Just like drugs, you know. Canada just legalized fentanyl. What do you think that's going to do to that society? Do you think it's going to make them happier? You think everyone's going to be high as shit and, you know, walking around with flowers in their hand and sing kumbaya? No. Just watch that society deteriorate slowly because of how these people operate, these politicians operate. You know, do you think somebody owning a car is not going to go and kill somebody with a car, run them over? It happens all the time. You just don't hear about it on the news a lot because it's not juicy enough. But the gun control topic is very juicy, especially when it comes down to election time. Okay? When it comes down to elections, gun control is the juiciest topic you could ever talk about. You know, they'll bring up the past, they'll bring up, you know, all the shootings and all that stuff. So, but yeah, once you give up your security for, once you give up your rights for security, that's when you lose a society. That's what I think. I think we are a free nation. I think we are a responsible nation. 99% of the gun owners are responsible gun owners. Majority of them know how to handle a gun. And you will have that 1% or, you know, fraction of a percent that causes harm and puts everybody's right in jeopardy. And that's where the politicians come in. And I hate all politicians. Everybody knows that. I've said it many, many times. So with that, guys, please share, subscribe, and hit the like button down below. Leave your comments. Please leave your comments. I'd like to hear what you guys think. And until the next time, peace out.